Hello everyone and welcome back to Newhouse Esports Update. Last week we took a look at fighting games, a very diverse genre of games, but had a very simple message to its core. Beat the other person up until you win. For this week, I want to take a look at a game that might be a lot easier to understand for a lot of the casual beginners to esports. And it's a game genre that, at its core, is essentially just the same sports that people watch on a day-to-day, season-to-season basis. And those games are sports games. Sports games really started with Pong in 1973, arguably the most iconic video game of all time. It's as simple as hit the ball with the paddles and don't get scored on. A variety of these arcade and at-home games saturated the market across so many different sports genres, including but not limited to Punch-Out, Karate Champ, and in television World Series Baseball, seen here in the opening scene of one of my favorite movies, The Princess Bride. Pretty much every sport, from basketball to baseball to hockey to soccer, had its own version of a video game in the market. But the real takeoff in popularity started in the late 90s with the introduction of Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl was the bare-bones version of American football, where players faced off against a computer opponent or another player that plugged into the console and played different teams from the 90s era of football. The other great addition to the sports games genre was thanks to the late great John Madden, former NFL coach and broadcaster. He wanted to introduce sports to a new genre of people, and that included video games. So, John Madden spearheaded the development of realistic NFL-based video games with three-dimensional interactions and graphics. The partnership that the NFL had with Electronic Arts formed EA Sports. It's in the game. And now EA is responsible for so many developments of sports video games across the last couple decades. This includes games like FIFA, NBA 2K, MLB The Show, and the long line of Madden games. Other sports games include Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Forza Motorsport, and even some family-friendly titles like Wii Sports, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, and Mario Kart Wii. In the competitive scene, sports games are mostly mainstream sports like Madden and 2K, and even Rocket League can fit in that category. To take a look at one of these sports games, let's jump into a match of Rocket League and see how I fare. I haven't played in quite some time and haven't played a whole lot of it, so let's see if I can shake off some of that rust.
Welcome back to the computer. Right now we have Rocket League on the screen, a sports-based game that I've played a little bit of, but I am not very good with, and typically it's played with a controller. Unfortunately, I don't have one, so I'll be going on the keyboard. So it's not going to be the greatest Rocket League gameplay in the world, but it will get you a sense as to what a sports game might look like. So we're going to jump into a 3 versus 3 standard match of car soccer and have some fun. Right, so here we are. It's us 3 against their 3. We are on the blue team, or I'm green right now. And it's 5 minutes. And whoever scores the most goals wins. It's just car soccer at the end of the day. So you'll be following me as I go along. Hopefully score some goals for you. Make a good opportunity out of this. Ooh, missed. There it is. Goal from me, waiting for the cross. Bumped in at just the right time. And in it goes. Hit off of me. Oh man. Less than a minute 30 in the game. See if we can hold this lead. Oh boy. Oh no, it's gonna go in. Oh. Not looking good. 10 seconds to go, but the game only ends when the ball hits the ground. Not much they can do here. There it is, the hat trick to finish it off. And blue team wins 3-1. Insult to injury. You'll love to see it. There you go. Blue team wins 3-1. There I am. The MVP. That is all I have for Rocket League for you. Great 3-1 victory in a not so great gameplay, but hey, at least you get the idea. And I've leveled up to level 2. We will see you for the next episode, but for now, let's bring it back to me to round things up.
There is a lot to like about sports video games, especially since it relates to such a wide audience. Many people grew up watching sports, just like me and a lot of you. And growing up watching these sports allows us to learn a lot of the strategies, a lot of the players and coaches and teams, and base your sports identity off a certain game or player or team that you really like. With these sports video games, people can play as these athletes that they've idolized for so long. Due to my aforementioned nature of being a Boston sports fan, I can boot up any game of Madden, and it's likely that Tom Brady is the quarterback of the New England Patriots in that game. If you're starting off in esports and you don't know where to start, watching a sports game competition is a very easy place to begin. It gives you that recognition of what a sports competition looks like because you've been watching that sport for quite a long time, as well as introducing you to the world of esports due to the online competitive nature that these games have. Maybe you've played these games, but you haven't seen them on a professional level. Maybe you think you're good, but you haven't seen these guys quite yet. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Newhouse Esports Update. And as 2023 starts, we have a lot more content to go through. So see you next week for more about the genres of video games.